Hi, my name's Trey, and this is why hero narcissist can't change or see the truth, part two. Well, of course, as I say, these individuals, for the most part, are not willing to see where they're wrong at all, or see that it's a predator entity, or that their ego structure is wounded and sick and needs help healing. And again, I'm really, really experiencing with both the two people I made these videos about, which were two of my best friends in this town, which I love deeply, that these entities won't allow them to talk to me at all now since I've been making these videos, and I don't hold it against them. I still love them as people. There's the real individuals underneath that powerful demonic mind control format. It's a very ancient Luciferic template that, because you look at my content here now, why would these people be in my life? Well, because, obviously when I was younger, I had this kind of narcissistic impulse, self-possession, the hero impulse that I was here to save the world, okay, single-handedly. And this is really, really tied in with the 27 Club and that program, okay? This really stems actually from an Illuminati mind control program, which I myself had, which is that you got to single-handedly save the world by making them feel the oneness through your music and kill yourself with an overdose of drugs by the time you're 27. Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin, they all did that because they knew it's live fast, rock and roll, die young. But that is an overt mind control program. So the hero narcissist is a similar thing where they have to save the day and they have to do it themselves, and they're above you. And they're never going to tell you they're above you, but it's in the back of their mind. And once you get to know them, it's like, hey, this fundamental Christian or fundamental Hindu self-savior crap is making you lower in the vibrational frequency. Why don't you see that? Well, it's because they believe this dogma, you know. And you got to notice how deeply disrespectful it all is at a certain point where, um, again, this is why this problem is so fucking big that I could list the name of 6 or 10, 15 people in this town who will talk to me for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or an hour about the Christ, about Gnostic consciousness, about satanic mind control in person, that they will tell me, oh, I don't go spend much time online. I've got to work. Some of them won't, who have plenty of free time, won't even make up an excuse to look at me with a dumb look. This is how powerful these entities are, these mind control hologramic demons are around here of fear and self-abuse. And so when they see that they might get healed, it's like, oh, well, they can't be alone in the room with me in the YouTube screen. Maybe because of financial, because I'm not worthy, because I'm in a tent, because they think I'm crazy, they don't want to hear about the aliens. All right, whatever. But the point is that um, they're closed off to my teachings, my healings, because these spirits will not allow them near the idea that it could be them too, you know. And I'll be the first to admit I've suffered from this myself. That's why I know it's fake. I know Satan and Lucifer are fake because I put on makeup when I was 10 years old, and tight stonewashed jeans. I've been through it. So I'm not joking. That's funny. So always the narcissistic hero must prove I'm a hero. Okay? It's the idea of who they are. And it's far more important than equal respect. This is how you know somebody has this narcissistic hero predator spirit. It doesn't mean they're an evil person, man. Conversely, often people who have this problem really think that they're here to save the world and they really want to do it and they're really going to put a lot of energy into it. Too bad they got a huge inflated ego and fucking dumb dogma in the way. Okay? And again, hierarchy is always going to screw it up. Always going to be in their fucking way. Because hierarchy is the fake. Okay? It's the reality. Okay? So, I remember I was reading a book by Shirley MacLaine, Out on the Limb, and she says she's a Taurus, which kind of makes it more of a kind of childish statement when you realize the co-interdependence. But she said she realized on the spirituality, if you don't do it yourself, it doesn't have any value, you know. And she's a redheaded, Catholic Irish girl, so Churchians are like thinking the space fence is natural. Okay, it's the same principle. The sunlight might come through the space fence a little bit, but a Bible thumper never really interacts with the real Christ. They see like the glimpse of the Christ through the chemtrails. The assumption of equality. It's not the same thing. So don't keep proving yourself worthy to these sinners, man. You know. Okay, they're sinners because they believe and they obeyed slavery and they remain food for the archons and the Zeta ridiculous demon spirits. Remember, if they have no equanimity, they're not your friend. Okay, it's hard. I know it's hard. We grew up in these damn hierarchical systems, but look, it's the fact. We're in the ascension process of the bifurcation, and we just have to accept that. Okay, if they're hierarchical, they're not your friend. Okay, if they don't have equanimity, they can't really care about you fully because they're always better than you. They're always worse than you or whatever. They're always full of shit in that way. Okay? It's very important, and that's why I know the handful of people that watch every one of my videos, probably at least some of them, if not most of them, are beginning to grasp that, if they didn't know already, that importance of that. Okay? The fact is, California is a perfect place in Santa Cruz to study because it's blatantly socially pathetic. The Illuminati, the blood drinkers, and all their rituals, and all the hadron colliders. It just makes it a real challenge to find people that still act like humans, from my perspective. So it's a great place to study, to learn about how to heal psychology, to do the shamanic dark training. And one of my big problems is procrastination, and I have to remember someone said procrastination is denial or lying to yourself. So I'm not perfect. I'm still working through some of my narcissistic emanations, but I'm not totally clear. But I see how pathetic it is, and that's why I'm willing to share and to put a raw, unedited. Um, I just wrote down notes onto this channel because I love you. I love the world. I love humanity. And I studied Carlos Castaneda since I was 16, and he talked about erase personal history. No, don't. You can't erase it. That's what screwed him up in some ways. You transform it, reframe it. You learn. Even if I have to see these narcissistically possessed individuals, I never have any violence or animosity toward them, man. I wish them healing and peace. Especially when they can't interact with me because they're afraid of that, to face that. And it's really important to see that slavery is a form of narcissism. The most obedient is official. Is the person most obedient to the official world. It's easy to see that the official world is fake, and that's helpful to awakening. So when you notice that, like, that person, whether it's to pay the rent, the property tax, to please the husband, the wife, the kids, whatever, the one that's most obedient to that script. And although, yes, it is biological human nature, when it causes them to abuse you or act like you don't exist, it's when you realize that the dogma or the rent or the tax is causing them to become fake. I mean, through playing by the rules. Okay, this is why I'd rather teach from a tent than be stressed out about the rent and have to water it down or not be able to tell you the truth or try to make it more slick. And remember, you got to admit, you must admit the devil and the narcissistic parasite entities are in your thoughts, in your ego, or you're, as Mark Passio said, the Satanist priests call the unbegun. In other words, if you're not willing to admit they're there, you're someone who hasn't not begun the spiritual work, even though you might be aware of the Nazis' infiltration in the media. If you're not willing to look at your own psychology, you have not begun the work. Okay, Santa Cruz itself, it is a narcissistic hero entity. Okay, Santa Cruz, the town of Santa Cruz, is a town that the whole town, the government, the all the, from the Illuminati to the people who really are good Samaritan socialists, have this sick narcissistic hero predator entity in their personality. So it's a great place to notice, well, what's it like? Because what you notice is they really care. The reason why they don't want to help a guy like me is because they really care about their image, about keeping the money flowing, about the inverted, the pseudo, the glamorous hero. Okay, well, that glamorous hero, if you put that money in your pocket, it's pretty. This is a really good way to study what it's like. Okay, just look at the city of Santa Cruz, and you'll know why. It's like, well, no, I don't want to feed that beast. I love this town. I love this county. But if you enjoyed this, click the Irie subscribe button, and enjoy your day. Whether you have to be like me and hide in some structure because the climate control is too gnarly, or you can go out in the sunshine. In the West Coast, the sickness. In the West Coast, the sickness of this world seeps through us in every imaginably conceptual way, washing through, and its thought waves crashing into most of the people there's minds. All those lost souls, with and without bodies, as ghosts screaming invisibly. Whenever you're in a hurry, worried, or angry by knocking shit over, giving your food for cancer, giving you food for your cancer, competition, violence, smog, gangs, and their concepts can and will, if you let them, get into your mind. The regrets of the faithless dead, the way toward the deathless, is found by going again and again through your death, not by avoidance, but like the Dalai Lama, investigating each and every thought of dread and replacing them with faith, emptiness, and love, instead of obeying the rules of sickness. I wrote this before I knew about the hologramic inserts and the Zeta programs and the Hadron Collider. This is when I thought it was just ghosts. So enjoy your day if you can. Create a great one, my brothers and sisters.